Good morning, and thank you for coming in for another edition of Coffee with AJ. My famous little coffee slurp before we get into anything. Today we have Nicole here. Nicole, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
This is Nicole Benes from TD Bank. She came out to discuss about mortgage terminology because I've noticed with Nicole, it's very important for her clients to be very knowledgeable about what is happening in the market, along with not just the market of interest rates, but what some of the words are that we take for granted because we do this kind of stuff every single day, day in and day out. So Nicole, what are some of these different terms that you see people's faces go funny?
Yeah, AJ. Sometimes I see people using terminology and you can tell that sometimes the customers aren't understanding what they're talking about. Some of the terms seem basic to us, but to the customer, they're not so basic. So one of them is amortization period. So what that means is basically how long your mortgage is for, the entire life of your mortgage. So if you have it's usually a long period of time, so say 25, 30, 35 years.
What's the maximum amount of amortization?
35.
35.
Yeah, right now it's 35. So another common term that people get a little fuzzy about is an appraisal. So it's something that realtors use as well. And so an appraisal is really just finding out the value of a property. So someone will come out, do an appraisal to determine how much your property's worth.
Now, I've noticed with appraisals, banks won't accept what we as realtors think a home is worth, but they go to that other appraisal company.
Right.
Why is that?
Well, we have to use an outside appraiser because the realtor has an interest in that property, so they want a third party, someone who doesn't have an interest in either side of it to really tell us how much they think it's worth.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the real reason.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another thing is a conventional mortgage versus, say, a high ratio mortgage. So conventional mortgage, you need to put 20% or more down. That's what we consider a conventional mortgage. These days we see a lot of high ratio mortgages. So if you're putting less than 20% down, and then the mortgage is insured, and then you have to pay the insurance fee, but then you get the luxury of putting less money down.
Is the insurance fee the property transfer tax?
No, it's different.
Okay, what's the insurance?
So the insurance is usually done through CMHC, so Canada Mortgage Housing Corporation, or something like GE, and they're basically insuring the home in the event that the homeowner was to default on the mortgage. The lender wants you to have that insurance, so they're paid out in the event that you can no longer pay the mortgage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's a fee for that. Where's that fee go?
So,
that's something you have to pay out of your pocket?
That's something that people get a little mixed up on too. I'm just going to throw a number out there. Say your insurance fee is $10,000. You do not have to include that in your down payment, because chances are if you're doing a high ratio mortgage, it's because you don't have a large down payment. So you don't have to add that fee onto your down payment. It gets added onto the mortgage amount.
Okay.
At the end. So yes, you are paying for it, but not up front.
Something that's put into your monthly payments,
so
which on today's low interest rates, it's like $10,000 is like $30 a month.
Not a lot,
right?
yeah. So it allows people to get into the housing market.
Okay.
Yeah.
I find it's funny that they call it conventional mortgages with 20% or more down, when it seems that most people are conventionally 5 to 10% down.
Exactly, yeah. I think it's just a old term.
Okay.
I'm guessing, and so, but nowadays, especially in this province, the way the prices are, for sure, not a lot of people getting into the market are putting 20% down anymore.
All right. Now, term. What is a term on the amortization period? This is something that, we both were talking about earlier, how people get kind of confused.
Yeah, so a term is just a shorter segment. So it's very common to hear a 5-year fixed term, so that would be this term is for 5 years. There's 3-year, 4-year, 5-year, up to 10-year terms, and then also, so those are the most common terms.
So the term would be for like in a contract for a set amount of interest, depending if you're doing variable or fixed.
The amount, like you're signing basically like a contract for the amount at a specific interest rate for that period of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any other ones that you can think of?
Yeah, sometimes people have questions about porting a mortgage, and so that's also a good one that people don't know a lot about, and it allows you to port your existing mortgage over to a new property and keeping that term we just talked about, keeping that term and just moving it over to the new property. So that's handy for people. It depends.
That sounds like another topic that we can get into on its own.
We could do that, yeah. And so it really depends on the individual situation, but sometimes it's a good option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, if anybody has any questions for you,
yeah,
I know how to get a hold of you.
Yep. People can call my cell phone at 604-715-7936, or they can also email me, Nicole.Benes@TD.com, and I can love to answer questions and help people out with any questions they have.
Excellent. Even if it's just a simple question as to what does this mean?
Anything.
Perfect.
Anything. Just give me a call, yeah.
Well, thank you very much for stopping in for
Thank
another
you.
edition of Coffee with AJ, and thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Have a great day.